Hello and welcome back to the next video in our Christmas journal series. And today we're going to be adding all kinds of fluff and charms to our journals. And so before I start, I wanted to talk about I mentioned having a scavenger hunt. And this is just really just something fun to do. You could add to your journal. I created this page. I actually typed it out, and then I just came in here and added some stamps and some writing and some polka dots and all that kind of fun stuff. But I'm going to actually kind of reduce it. And I'm going to see if I can reduce it into like journaling size cards. That way I have it like in my purse or in my journal. That way I can kind of, you know, oh, if I see something like if I'm out and about and something reminds me of winter, I'll just pop a photo or take a photo, and then I can pop it into my journal and I can say, oh, look, I did my scavenger hunt of taking a photo of something that's winter. So, and basically, I try to do something that's kind of pretty generic as far as like taking photos. There was some things that are a little bit different, and I got this actually off of Pinterest, I believe. One of the things I saw was it said dirty dishes, and I thought, you know, how often do we not take a picture of our kitchen in the midst of all the cooking and all the baking and all the things that we do around the holidays, or really in general, if you ask me. But I thought it would be fun to, like, especially if you're baking a bunch of cookies or making candies or anything like that, it would be fun to like take a photo and add that to your journal because it's part of your story. So anyway, so I'm going to actually scan this in, and it'll be on my blog if you guys are interested. Like I said, it's just for fun, something to kind of like trigger some thoughts as you're going through the holiday season, and maybe catching those photos or thinking you know, a little bit like laughing. I love that because I love seeing people having fun and laughing and carefree, and it could even be strangers that catch your eye, you know, and just be like, oh my gosh, they're having such a great time, you know, and such a memory on that. So anyway, so that I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna pop in I will have it on my blog if you guys are interested, and you can print it out. So let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to do today. So I actually have tons of little projects that I thought we could add to our journal. But I want to start off with doing a wax seal, because I don't know how long it's going to take. So I'll start that process. Not going to lie, I'm a little nervous about doing this on my desk with all the papers. But we're going to be right here. We're going to be watching it. And so we should be fine. But I had, when I did the little in-person class at Little Craft Place, we made a little, I do these charms almost like every class I do because they're one of the most easiest fun charms. And Hope and some ladies were making wax seals in theirs. And I thought, well, what a great idea. So I want to do one. So I do have, I am loving the wax seal thing. Let's see here. This one says Merry Christmas. I've had this like forever, you guys, and I just recently bought some items when I went to when we went on our trip to Kansas. Let's see if we can light this. Oh, maybe not. When we went to Kansas, I brought this kit with this. Of course, I have different candles in there now because the candles that came actually with the kit, which you can buy these kits fairly inexpensive on Amazon. I'll leave a link below for those. And anyway, we had so much fun making these. So I'm going to do like a pink, since my book is pink, I'm going to do like a pink and a red. And I think they said that basically it takes two wax seals to do the Merry Christmas. So, okay, so I'm going to let that sit, and we're going to continue talking about what we're going to do today. Got lots of stuff on my desk, as usual, because I want to make things, I want to make all the things. So it's going to, we're going to be, that's why I have all these things on my desk. Okay, so first thing I want to do is kind of go through my book. I shouldn't have put this right in the middle of the thing, but you guys can watch it melt before your eyes. So I am going to go ahead and cover the inside cover with, I have some vintage wrapping paper, so I think I'm going to use that, which we'll get into that. And then I'm going to go ahead, I got my hot glue gun on, and I feel like we added this little guy last time, and I'm thinking that's what I want to do, is for every divider, well, as we get closer we'll see how it goes, but for every divider I kind of want to add a little bit of trim. So now one of the fun things about going to events and meeting other ladies of your interest, you get lots of fun trims. My friend Nancy Jo and Paula G with Crafty Destinations, they all shared their trims with us. Now I know that Little Craft Place had some trims, but I think unless they replenished them, they sold out while we were all there because we all loved the trim so much. And this is coming along, it's getting melted. So, yeah, so, I mean, you can use all kind of trims. And I have my, if you guys have a Michael's craft store, I haven't been in forever, but they have these ribbons, I think they're like $10, and they just have a ton of different kind of unusual ribbons, and I have definitely, I'm going to be using those as well, but like I said, I'll get the box out in just a minute. I wonder if I can move this over just a little bit without causing havoc. It's getting there. It's smoking. Let's see. I'll make sure it stays in the center. Let's see. Is it almost? I feel like it's almost. Well, I hope my head didn't get in the picture again. You know, I think it's good. Shall we try it before we like get into the trims? Okay, let's go ahead and remove this. And we're going to pour this in here. Now, I have never done it on one of these, and they said that two wax should do the trick. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and blow the candle out, so I'm not nervous anymore about papers being by. And then the Merry Christmas I want to make sure is up. And I'm just going to squish this down in here like that. And we're going to let it sit for a sec. We're going to move it away though. Okay, so I have my napkin. This is hot, so I have to just get several napkins and wipe it out. Totally getting into the wax seals. I think I need a lot of practice though on them, so if this one doesn't show up, it's part of like, okay, well, she just started doing wax seals. But theirs was beautiful, and I loved it that it was in this little charm. So, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the trash, and we're going to move this out of the way. It's probably still hot, like that metal part is, so I'm going to put it over here. And we can get that cleared off the desk. And they have so many, like, I have another one of these. These are like the really colorful one, but they have like different themed ones that you can purchase that are more color themed. And so yeah, take a drink of coffee. And let's add our first bit of trim in. Hot glue gun should be heated up. Again, you can use fabric glue on this. Works just as well. Don't burn our fingers. Now this is just so fun and fluffy, and it's so soft. think I'm going to trim it out. And I might have to come back in and piddle with this little area here, like maybe tuck it under. Let's go ahead and do that. Now, another thing, as I've talked about the rings being kind of having that, a lot of times when you add, if you're in a regular composition book journal, oh, I should have showed y'all, I've added so much fluff to my composition book as well, that it could create an issue with writing. It could create some issues, you know, down the line if you're writing. Like, say for instance, if you want to write on this side, it kind of is fluffy, but you can always take it out of your books with this ring binder. So that's kind of the joy of having the rings as well, is you can remove your fluffiness if you need help writing. Let's see how we are on this thing. Oh, we are cool. Let's pull it off. Well, it didn't use up all, I got fuzz on my finger. It didn't use up all the, I actually probably could have used actually a third. Let's do another one, because I don't like it that it's not covered up all the way. Okay. So we bring our little tool back, and we're going to move it closer to the papers. No, I'm just kidding. Out of the way of the center of the table. Not with the papers, I'm just joking. Okay. So let's go ahead and light it again. Oh, take this off. Put this guy back on there. And we're going to add 3 little waxes this time. I thought they said 3 was too many, but it didn't cover up the whole thing. I noticed with these it's very trial and error. So we're going to do another pink. I think I'm going to add some white in there because I think it needs to be a little lighter. And I'm going to do the more, I don't know if I did this color last time or not, but it's like almost like a fuchsia. Okay. Oh, look at that white's really melting fast. Okay, so we're going to come in and we're going to cover that too in just a minute. Okay, so we talked about taking out the fluff. So let's go to the next one here. Well, oh, here we go. We're going to do a red. So I'm going to go ahead and add some of this. It's almost orangey looking pom-poms, to be honest with you. I think it looks very orange. So let's do this pink over here. Yeah, when you put that one pom-pom up against that, so it's like an orange red. Okay, so I'm going to add this on there. Like that. And the other thing we can do is we can add some gold. Ooh, look, it's already done. So let's go ahead and get this off of here. Where's my, wasn't prepared with my charm. These charms, like I said, these charms are so fun. Ooh, you almost saw it spill, didn't you? You're like, no, wait, hold on, pay attention. But, ooh, I love that white in there. I actually, I'll leave these, you can buy these also on Amazon. I'm going to move this around just a little bit here with this. Like maybe move it like where I see it squish out. Because again, I don't see it. Is there any left in there? It's too late now. But I didn't see it go to this side and see how it kind of squished out. Well, if it doesn't work, we'll work with it. How about that? I have an idea. If it doesn't fill up, this time, I have an idea what we can do. Sorry, I just want to get this cleaned out. Okay. Let's move. Ooh, that's hot. Let's move this aside. So it can cool off. Okay. But and then you can buy this little punch that goes with it as well, so you can do any design that you want, and put it into a charm. And then it comes with these little clear dots here that you put on top and seal the charm in. All right. Okay, so we're back over here, and I was going to add some gold rickrack over here on top of that. A little space, add some sparkle. I'm going to use my paintbrush. Whoops. Maybe scissors. The scissors never get stuck to the glue. As you can tell, I have a little extra over here. I'm just going to trim it off. Just like that. Try not to burn myself with the glue. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I'm going to add some of this trim. I think I'm done with adding like my fluffy. But I want to, well, I did want to maybe do the green. I do like the green. But let's go ahead. Let's see if this is. Oh, this is cool. Let's see where we got. Oh, did not come out at all. Let's see what we got. Well, I thought I had a box of. Oh, here it is. That, yeah, did not come out. So let's get our gold pin. They also come with these gold pin, you guys, to help get the lettering to show up. Oh, no, that looks better. That looks better with the gold. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm also going to do something else. We're going to do a little trick here. I thought I had some glitter in here. Oh, here we go. This shows the other, see, this is the other one that I got, and so the colors are a little bit more not so pink. They're more neutral. I mean, I don't want to say that blue is neutral at all, but okay, so I'm going to take my hot glue gun and just kind of fill in. I've never done this before, you guys, so you're learning with me here to see if this is going to work. And we're just going to add, let's get this guy over here. Whoops. Why are we falling down over here? We're going to add a little bit of glitter. And the glitter came in there too, because I love this little shaker. It's so cute. It's perfect. Oops. Where's the paintbrush? Well, that looks a little strange. With the glitter right there, with that big glob of glue, it looks a little, but maybe we could put some more around this edge. See what happens. Okay. So, I'm going to say this is a craft fail for me. And I just don't know if I like that at all. I don't like that. I wonder if it makes a difference. You guys are learning with me as I go along with this stuff. And if it doesn't work, we're just gonna say, better luck next time. Let's see if this will work. Cover up that bottom half a little bit. That looks better than the other one for sure. Let me get some green, some paint on there. Where's my paint? My gold pen. If you guys do this and y'all have any tips whatsoever, please let me know. I don't know how that glitter is going to stick. And actually, you would come in here and put the seal in here, but I just don't think it's going to... Well, let's give it a whirl. Actually, it's not that bad. I may shed glitter everywhere for a while. But you know what? I kind of like it. It's kind of got like a, it's just got a glob of glitter down here, but when you put the clear thing on, let's try this one with the clear thing on. It's not, it doesn't look that bad. Hey, and this is a junk journal, right? We're junking it up. Once you put this clear thing on, it's not that bad at all. I still like that one better. We're going to go with it. Maybe we won't call this a foul. Okay. I think I need to play with this a little while. Let's get the glitter moved out. I'll be having glitter all over me for the rest of the day. But that is okay, because then that means I will be sparkly. Okay. I'm going to just get my area, put some things away here, and then we will finish up fluffing up our journal. Alright. Snowman time. The snowman looks really cute on there. just from looking, so we're going to add him. So you just never know when you come across something and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. I'm going to add him on the page. I think I mentioned this last time. These little notepads are perfect ways to get some journaling space, and especially if you decorate your pages up, then you have this you have this space to add writing. Oops, he's kind of crooked. Because you wouldn't be able to, if you wrote on the polka dots, it'd be difficult with the ink pen, you know, to see things. But okay, I have my big hole punch, and I'm going to get it moved off my desk, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do with it. Let's get this underneath the glue gun. Okay. So I love having closure. I do like having closure. Okay, actually, let's go ahead and add the green, and then we'll talk about the closure on. Ooh. I wonder if I should put it at the top. See what it would look like. Let's do the top. Let's do a top trim. But what we're going to do is, I like to be able to close my journal after I start adding all the things, because especially if, I don't really think I'm going to take, this one I will not take with me on the go. Oops. I don't want to cut, okay, I'm going to cut a little bit short there, because if I cut it where it ended, it will cut in the middle of that pom-pom, and I'll lose a pom-pom. Okay. And then what we can do is come in here with, since we have that little gap there, we can add a little bit of material on the end. And create a tab. I love this material. So yeah, so I did get, I did add quite a bit of fluff to my, my Creative Daily Journal. And I'm going to be setting it up for December, maybe this week, because we are already ending our month here. And let's get this, I'm going to use a stapler to staple this piece in. And so yeah, so we can, I'll show you guys what I've done on that one. And if you're new here, welcome, and I encourage you to view the other videos, because you can see kind of what I'm talking about, because I will be adding, I basically talk about, like, I'm going to be using this for my December daily journal, and we will be, and I have my creative journal that I use every single day, that I will continue using that as well. But this one I wanted just to document a story a day in my December. And look at this, you guys, it's already getting quite fluffy. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And so I am going to be choosing one story a day to document in here. More or less for, oops. So this could be a journal that you could set out with, because I have a lot of, like, I've done December daily for 11 years, I think. Some I'm more successful at completing. Ooh, I love this. I'm going to put this in there. Some I'm more successful at completing than others. And so what I've learned is really is just And my kids like this. I think I've talked about this before, where they like having one little journal that they can go into. And really the Creative Daily Journal is more like, it still is a daily, but it's a lot different than like a scrapbook. You know, like it's, I don't know, it's kind of is and kind of isn't. It's more like a personal, and this is, you know, all kind of different things going here. And this is just December, so I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but I've done like a journal. I think it was like, I don't know, I did a lot of past stories, or I don't know, and it wasn't a big fan. I don't know, I can't remember which journal it was, but I wanted something more Christmassy, more sparkly, you know, like this. I don't know, it looks like X's on there, but something also sturdy like this. Let's see what we got. We've got these ribbons too. And also like these, but this does not go with my, it doesn't really match the way that I'd like it to. Let's see if we have anything else. I need to order some more of this binding ribbon off there's a seller on Etsy that sells that crinkly binding ribbon, and I've been using it like crazy, so I'm almost out. I really am pulling towards this pink right here, the simple pink. So I'm going to cut it in half. And this is that, of course mine is super messy, but oh, this is pretty too. This doesn't really look Christmassy though. But this is that ribbon that comes at Michael's. See how, look at all the different kinds. That's what I love about it the most. It's just a wide variety of different, and it's I was gonna say it's tainable, like you can like keep it in one spot and not be completely messy. But who am I kidding? It's me. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and punch holes into the chipboard with this crocodile. That way I can have closure for my journal. And I'm just guesstimating where the center is. Like that. And then I want to make sure it's pretty much, and you could get a pencil and kind of like, I'm going to say right here. And by the time you get all the fluff in there, I mean, unless it's like majorly off, you're not going to be able to tell if you get that. Yeah, it's stuck in there. Okay. If it's too off. But I know that from past journals, this is so important, you guys, to have a space, I mean having a closure on it, because I think I've told you that my little golden book fell out of my closet, and when I say I can't put it back together like all the way, I have inside my art room here, I have it's my grandmother's, it was her little hope chest. It was actually meant for like her dolls, you know, and so so I have it, which I absolutely love it, and it has a lot of my scrapbooks in there, actually it has a lot of my December dailies. That's why the one that I wanted to show you guys, which is made from this, has a nutcracker on the front. I think I might have a video on it, but pages fell underneath it, and I need to get in the closet and make sure I got all my pages, but my Pokey Little Puppy journal, a scrapbook, December daily book. They're junk journals, right? So if they fall apart, I mean, literally, it's like, oh my gosh, where does it start? And now I have closure. See, so then that way I can like do, I don't know if this is long enough to do a bow. I guess I could. It'd be a tight bow. But now I have, you know, I can, it's going to close up and I don't have to worry about if it falls out. Basically what happened, I was going through my closet, it fell, and the rings opened up, and then the rest of it is, you know, it's so sad. It went everywhere. Okay, I do want to use this heart ribbon. It's so pretty. I think it came from Dollar Tree, actually, from Valentine's. Okay. So I have found a couple things I wanted to add here. So this is my, this is that vintage paper. You can tell it's pretty old because it's had like little things eating on it, looks like. We will cut that off. But for now, I'm going to cut it in half. Oops, there's my... For someone that has a million scissors, I sure do lose them quite a bit. I just didn't want to use those orange ones. They're supposed to be my fabric ribbon, fabric scissors, but I have not been a good scissor mom. Let's just put it that way. Taking care of my scissors. Okay, I'm going to put this guy away because I feel like we're done with him for now. You know what I should have done is, let's take this one out and we'll put it back in after I cover this up. Oh darn. Okay, we'll do this one section. I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half. Move that aside, and let's get our glue out. We're just going to cover this in glue. Really getting the edges because you want you definitely want the glue to, the papers to stick on the edges. Make the glue stick over there. I have some other paper. Got some other vintagey type paper. Oh, I love the birds. And I love that contrast too of the, let's see, how much do I'm going to cut a sliver of this out. Working off the table here. And again, I'll clean it up once I get it cut off this big sheet here. That's another thing. Always look at thrift stores when you go. I think I bought this whole pack at a thrift store. Oh my goodness. Could it be that I can fill this whole thing up without an issue? That is amazing. Okay. It will kind of like, it's not perfectly on the seam, but it's going to cover up all this brown. I did not put it anywhere on this seam right here. Alright. Let's trim this off. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going for it, you guys. I'm going to use these because my Tim Holtz just doesn't, whoops, do that. It doesn't, it's better to use like a big pair on projects like this. Whoops. Oh. And then when it gets littler, you can use the 10. This paper is really kind of fragile too. Okay. Just trim around the edge here. All right. Whoops, let's pop it up. Let's add some more glue. I was afraid I didn't have enough glue on that edging there, but another thing you could do if you wanted to seal it in more is come in here and do like a Mod Podge and seal this down. But I think once that glue dries, it'll be good. Okay, so where is my little gingerbread man? We talked about adding him in here like this. I still need to write the quote out. Let me trim this little piece off. So I still need to write the little quote. Little different washi on there to hold him in. I could glue him in, but he's a wand, so I feel like it's not, you want to be able to wave him around and add magic to Christmas, right? You can't have him completely stuck in there. And then actually we could put some washi down the middle of it. This washi here is Simple Stories. It's designed by Kelly Bangs, and it's called, I got some Mix and Mingle, and Simple Stories carries it. And then I know my friend Paula also has a product in her shop, but I'm not sure what she has still in storage, because this was a very, I mean, I've seen a lot of people have this in their shop, so that they had it pre-ordered. So I don't know about, I don't want to give out any names and then they're like, oh, that was a pre-order thing. So okay, so I'm going to add this little heart trim. Let me put some glue. Let me put my glue stick on before I make a big mess. I see it flopping around over there. Okay, so let's go ahead and add that little sweet trim in. Oh, it's so cute. I like finding unusual trim that has, like, you know, designs on it like that. Okay. I'm gonna let this dry a little bit before we adhere our we re-put the hole back in to put that ribbon back for closure. Let me glue this down. I may actually come in here and you know what I may do is, what I'm thinking is, when I get to the end, is actually paint. Come in with like a paint and then Mod Podge the entire thing. See, I'd have to take my wand off for that, but I may just do like the seam of it. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish adding the rest of the trim and some tabs to these edges here. Now this one, like, I feel like I would definitely keep this like it is. I don't know if I would add anything to the back. Hey, see, I hate to... I was going to add a little tab here because I love this, but I may want to add a story to the back, and then in that case I'd want to pull it out. So again, some of the things I am a little bit limited on where I can add the pretty, because if it's in sleeves, I would be really kind of nervous about, not nervous, but I really would want to wait until I add the story or something like that. And actually what I could do with that, I want to do this, there's a couple things. So whenever I used to do, well, actually it's been a couple, actually, to be honest, it's basically the same, but you kind of do an introduction of your Christmas, like, what do you want to see? Like, is there something that you want to do? You want to make it like memorable for X, Y, and Z, or you want to really, you know, bring yourself closer to God. You know, there's so many different things that during the holiday season that you may have planned, or you want to do more or focus on more. I know that Shamal used to say a manifesto, like, and then I think even Allie Edwards has something where you kind of set the tone for the season. I'll tell you what, you guys, and this is being truthful, but when the kids were little, it always seemed like such a financial thing, you know. I mean, it's, you know, all year long Christmas is coming, right? Do I prepare? Do I have a little bank account that I say, okay, this is, and I always wanted to make my Christmases grand for my kids, because even though we grew up, and we didn't, we were very, we didn't grow up with, you know, a lot of things. My parents, you know, had difficulties. I'll have to share y'all a story one time, because it's one of my favorite Christmas stories. It really brings the season in with what the true meaning of Christmas is about, and I'll share that. I've written about it in my journal before, but I'll have to share that story. But anyway, I used to just really want, you know, and to be honest, that's not really what Christmas is supposed to be about, is making it grand, but I wanted to make it always extra special. So I struggled, and sometimes by the end of Christmas I would just be so thankful that, you know, okay, I don't have to worry about that anymore, you know. And I don't think I'm alone in that department. I think it can be, if it's not financial, it could be, you know, other things that make it stressful, you know, families. I mean, there's all kind of things where at the end it's just like, oh, okay. See, this one is going to be my pain, because one thing I notice about some of these trims, like these, see how the pom-poms go in and out, different directions. It can be a pain. Not gonna lie. It's weird how some pom-poms do that and others don't. I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue here because just like that. Okay, so we have another one we can add a little bit of fun on. Let's see here, should we do this one or this one? I think this one. Oh, did we already do this one? I think we did. But that's okay. We can have another one with the same thing. It's fine. We're just adding some fluff. And what's fun about going to the quilt stores and things like that, you can get just like a fat quarter of things. And they're typical, pretty inexpensive, but they're such unique designs. And you're not having to pay, you know, the price of getting yards of it. Okay. So with that being said, we talked about making a little charm here. Let's see how those pom-poms, oh, they're laying flat. Okay, they're behaving themselves. Let's see how we look. Oh, look, we're getting super fluffed. Like I said, that one pom-pom, we'll see. My edging is rough around the edges. You know what works really good on this, which I'm not going to do right now, is a fingernail file. I can come in here and file those edges down. I do that quite a bit, but I'm not going to dig around for my file, but that's something that I'll come in here and do. Oh, we're getting the hole punch here. And re-punching that hole. But no, so a lot of the times when my kids were little, and it is true, it's like you're staying up late, by the time Christmas rolls around, exhaustion, right? And every picture I just look like, because I always want to make a big meal. We've kind of changed that up a little bit. If you saw my Christmas planner video, I talked about how we don't really do a big gigantic Christmas dinner because we do Christmas Eve, and it's just the four of us, you know, and so it's like we are so, I mean, the last time it was like all we did was eat, and we were miserable, and we felt terrible, and we're just not doing that. So what we do is we have a huge thing, not huge, but, you know, nice Christmas Eve dinner, and then Christmas morning I make all the things, you know, that make it Christmassy, traditional, and then we snack. I don't make another big meal because it's just too much. What were we doing next? I lost my charm. Oh, sorry, lost my train of thought here. Okay, so let's get some fun charms going on here. Weren't we going to do green in here? Is that what we were going to do? I kind of like just the pink right now, and then if we want to come in and add green later, we can. Okay, so let's bring in the charms. We're going to make a little charm. I went back and forth on what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to make like a removable charm, you know, made out of here, and we've made them before on here. I might do that still. We might do that. And maybe not make it as long. But a removable charm, at least I could, if you got a kit, you got a lot of this same stuff in your kit. because I wanted, there's like a little packet with different charms and things in there. Okay, so we're gonna get some twine, and now this is one of the things that, for sanity reasons, is getting charms that you can actually fit items, you know, your items through. But, and what I mean by that is, like, usually towards the end, I'm going to actually be adding little bitty charms on the end of this one. But, like, I bought these extra thick glass beads, so that make them a little bit different. So, I'm going to take my string. Let me move this out of the way so y'all can see it with the white background. May make it easier to see on video. So, I'm going to come in here, kind of put it even Steven down. I did get this idea from Thrifty Day, you guys, so I want to definitely give her kudos. She has amazing videos. If you looking for inspiration, I'm always inspired. And then we're going to come in here and add different charms. And I love adding pony beads. They're a great alternative. Oh, I thought I had a different color. Oh, these aren't even open. I don't even know if anybody made any charms. I had bought these for, I don't think anybody even messed with charms last time. Or they did, they didn't use these because. So what I'm going to do is come in here with a Christmas tree. And maybe a silver, or what's on my book? Oh, it's gold. We have gold. Remember we did the gold trim? Do a gold trim. I got glue on my fingernails, so just kind of don't ignore that. And then I'll come in here and with this little bead, and we'll make like a, that will be like its little ending space here. And let's hope that bead doesn't go through the knot. It's going to be trial and error. This is where it comes in, because usually the beads that do fit, let's see. Oh, it does go through. I've also had, let's just do that, because, so I'm just going to go ahead and put all kind of fun beads on here. We're going to make this whole thing one long bead instead of like breaking it up with this, with the instead of breaking it up with you know, tying a knot and then going down a little bit further. I've done that before. I'll show you. I have my one over here that I could show y'all from the summer. But I need to use smaller seed beads for the endings. Sorry, I'm having some issues getting that white one through, but I do like, I'll add this white. But the trick is, and I really think this is like a hemp string, and so I really think it would work fine. But with smaller seed beads, but that's the challenge, is finding beads that are thick enough to go through, but thin enough where you tie a knot, it doesn't fall through like it just did. Okay, let me go in and let me add, I did a little snowman. Maybe. I guess while I'm here I could tell y'all my story, since this may take a little while. So when we were kids, I'm gonna put a bell too. Ooh, I need a gold bell. When we were kids, I guess I must have been about 10 years old. I've told this story before on here, so if you guys follow me for a while, you've heard this story. I think I have. But when I was like 10, I think it was, my both my parents worked and stuff, but my dad was self-employed, and he was at my grandmother's cutting down a tree, or a limb off a tree. That's what it was. Anyway, he ended up falling out of the tree and he broke his hip. And so he was in the hospital for like, I remember going and visiting him, and he had like screws in his ankles, you know, to keep his legs straight. So, I mean, with him being self-employed, that meant that, you know, he didn't get paid. And so, and it was right around Christmas, and, you know, I don't know, I just remember him being in the hospital for a really long time, it seemed like. Well, he ended up getting like a blood clot while he was in the hospital, so I think that extended his stay. Anyway, so basically we were like, my mom was like, listen guys, you know, with all this being, all the hospital bills, everything going on, we're just not gonna be able to do, you know, a Christmas, you know, pretty much, that you're used to, or I don't even know. I mean, at this point, I think it was like, it was just really, really hard times. Let's just put it that way. Again, I was so young, I don't remember a whole lot, but I do remember somebody, it's just, things started happening, like, for example, this one guy came by, and again, it could have been, you know, sometimes now that I think about it, I wonder if the guy, like, knew, you know, like, hey, he didn't want to say, hey, we're donating this to y'all's family. You know, some people get kind of strange that way. I don't know if my family would or not, but, maybe, you know, like, and he's like, hey, and he came by, and, you know, maybe this just, I'm going to believe, because this is what I believed all the time, is that he came by and he's like, hey, I have this extra tree, do y'all need one? And so we got a Christmas tree, because we always went out as a family and cut down our tree, so voila, we got a Christmas tree, so we got, you know, we had that. And then somebody turned our names into like a kind of like a Salvation Army, like it was called, like, I think it was like Brown Santa or something, and we ended up like getting like a dinner. We ended up getting it was just amazing. We just ended up getting like gifts under the tree and food, and I mean, and we were really struggling, you know. I mean, it wasn't something that you know, my parents were, you know, they worked very, really hard, and when something like this happens, it's not like they're prepared. And so anyway, long story short, that memory has, like, I've always wanted to, like, try to help during the Christmas season, because you just don't know what people are going through, and it adds so much stress on lives when you have little kids, and, you know, there so many people in need, and hard times during the holidays is just you know, really, really rough. And so anyway, I always think about that story, and always feel like, okay, you know, now I'm in a position that I can give back and to help others during, you know, difficult times. And so that's why I always feel like holidays, you never know, because it's supposed to be just, you know, all fun and games, but you just never know what people are going through as well. So that's kind of my story of you just never know. And if you can help, you know. Okay, so we're getting close to the end here. And so we're going to add a little charm once we work our way. I like these clear ones. I wouldn't think I would, but it adds like some sparkle to... I wish I had pink beads, to be honest with you, but that's okay. I'm going to do this little tan one that has no color whatsoever. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and add, let me put this one more of these. I wish I would have brought out, had more colors, but I think I only bought this one. This is the only one that was in this container, which is what I took when we did our little play all day class. And if my head's getting in here, you guys, I'm really sorry. I've been trying not to lean over. What shall we do? We got bells, we got a tree. I was just looking at my cover here. Little reindeer. Kind of like the bells. Santa head. Stocking. We could do 2. Let's do 2. What about if we do a bell and a candy cane? Here's this candy cane. This is plastic, but it works. Oh, and there's a star. I'll do 3. We're just gonna a friend of mine, her, and I guess I would say her cousin's my friend too, but her mom, when she talks about crafting, you gotta glom it up, making it like, see, this is where the challenge is getting into, we may not be able to use that, finding a thin enough, and we did do the trick of like the fabric fix glue, of like keeping the strings together, but we're gonna do, I'll pick another charm instead of trying to fit that in there. I wish we had, oh, here's a, oh, it's gold, it's silver though. It's like, here's a candy cane charm. Oh, here's one. But, okay. Okay, I'm fighting with the charm. Here we go. Let's tie it in a knot. And the joy of making these removable charms is, ta-da! You can actually remove it. Ta-da! Imagine that. Okay, let's move this aside. Let's get our journal back over here. Whoopsies. And we're going to add it to one of the pages in here. And there we have it. And now your journal is so pretty and complete. Ta-da, ta-da. There we go. And you can remove it as you go along. I did want to show you real quick, and then we're going to close the video up. But this is one I made during the summer. So see how I tied the knot on the, so it actually kind of lays where you don't have constant beads. Right here I did, and this is actually thicker twine, so again it's just finding beads that this stuff will fit through. And oh, see, I like this one too, where I just tied the charm in the middle. So that is something that, oops, sorry, I'm over here hanging it and showing myself. So that is something that also can use buttons, all kind of things. So, but I love it, and I love that it jingles, you guys, of course. So, all right, you guys. Well, this was fun. I hope you guys are inspired to go fluff up your journal. And, of course, I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.